Hey guys, Eric here. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Before we tune into the details today, I have one little favor I'd like to ask you. Are you listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify? If you are, and if you haven't done it already, it would be so helpful to Anita and I if you could leave a 5-star review. It could just be putting 5 stars or even writing down something that you really enjoyed and learned from the episodes that you've heard so far. This kind of help would really improve our ability to give you better content and also to help other people find out about Taiwanica. So if you wouldn't mind taking just a few moments to do that if you haven't already, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we really hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is episode 5, talking about gratitude. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Taiwanica Podcast. My name is Eric, one of the hosts here, and I am proud to announce we are back in action and here to teach you something that we are both very excited about today. But before I dive too deep into it, let me introduce the other host that's with me, the one, the only, Anita.
Hi, everybody. My name is Anita. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I'm very, very grateful for everyone who's laughing. Taiwanica. Yeah. I'm a little bit nervous because we're using a different styles.
And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please definitely come and tune in on YouTube as well, because you'll be able to see our pretty faces and so much more over there from now on.
Yes, and please welcome to follow us on Instagram. I recently just had a new post about our schedules. So I pin it on top and follow us on Instagram. We are now on 99 followers. I just wanted to make it 100.
Yes, please be our 100th person. If you are the 100th person, we will shout out your name in the next episode.
That's true.
So definitely come in and follow us on Instagram right now if you can. Also, just keep in mind that everything that you see on YouTube will not be edited. So you'll hear all of Anita's bloopers and Eric's silly faces over there. So YouTube is going to be the fun place. But if you want to listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you like to listen to podcasts, feel free. That's going to be the clean, straight to the point place where you'll learn all about the fun stuff here that we're going to introduce today.
Right.
So without further ado, we have a very big topic that is becoming very popular around the world that we want to clarify to you and see how you not only can understand what it is, but also how you can apply it easily into your life on a regular basis. This is something that Anita actually introduced to me, so I want to ask her the first question today.
Ooh,
Anita,
my honor.
What is gratitude?
Oh my God. What a big question. I think gratitude is when you are deeply and authentically and genuinely feel thankful for the thing that happens to you. It doesn't have to be really big. It could be something really small, and you don't have to do it for like very long time. It could be 3 seconds, 5 seconds, small things that happen to you. You will just have this warmth from the deep down of your heart, just feel like, oh my God, thank you. Doesn't matter if it's a thing or a person or a situation or food.
So what's an example of something you personally say that you're grateful for on a daily basis that's really simple?
Food.
Food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we tend to oversee the simplest thing in your life. Like every time we have meal, like really nice meal, and then we sit down together, I think that's when I feel the most grateful for, because it's not easy. It may be something small, but it's actually not easy. Like just whole family sit down, eating dinner quietly and just enjoy each other's presence. That would be my go-to gratitude moment every day.
So what is the reason? Like, why? Why are you doing this? You said that it makes you feel present, but what does that even mean?
Present is, like every moment is a given moment to you in your life. And it's like a gift. So we talk about a few negative emotions. At that moment, one moment when you feel angry, you're losing that moment. because you let your emotion control you. But if you choose to be very, very present, enjoy that moment, I think that's what gratitude is. When you are being grateful for the little things that happen to you or around you, you're actually being present moment. You are able to see what you have, and you have the mind and reality connection that's being present. And that creates a lot of positive effects in your life.
I definitely understand what you're saying. And so one of the things that I have learned, thanks to you teaching this to me, is that gratitude will help you get out of that negative mindset. And one of the things that I really wanted to introduce today is that with the emotions that we experience, we will either feel something negative or something positive. But you never hear about somebody experiencing the two at the same time, right? So that's interesting because it makes you think, well, if I want to think more positive, how can I get out of a negative mindset into the positive? And I think our key channel is gratitude.
It's actually the things I wanted to share today, which I'm very excited. So yeah, what you say is we will tend to, like, as human being, our brain, our mind, your emotions tend to go to two different. It's not completely different. It is positive and negative. And those are called social behavior. When you are being positive, like happy, joy, whatever, whenever it's positive, you are pro-social. Those actions, behaviors, they are pro-social actives.
What does pro-social mean?
Pro, like PRO, meaning you're supporting the social interaction. Not only you are more engaged with your coworkers or your friends or whoever is around you, you also have higher connection with yourself.
So what's an example of that?
When you feel happy, you go to your company, you say, hi, everybody.
Oh, that's pro-social.
That's pro-social
You're
behavior.
being open.
Yeah, you're being open, you're being interactive, you're social active with other people.
Okay.
So on the other hand, if today you have a lot of traffic, you're late for work, and when you go to the company and your coworkers say, hey, Anita. Yep. That's definitely not pro-social.
That's not pro-social.
Behavior.
Okay, that's antisocial.
That's called, very close. It's called defensive social interaction. Because when you are like this, you are being controlled, what's so-called control by your negative emotion. You are disconnected. I mentioned about that before in the previous episode. Like when you got controlled by your negative emotions, you are disconnected with yourself, with the moment, meaning you're not being present.
You're in your mind.
Right. You are
going through a cycle.
Yeah. So it's more like a seesaw effect. Like we either, like you said, will tend to, tilt it to the positive side or the negative side, but they are both exist in our,
daily
human
existence.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's very interesting, and I think we're going to be unlocking and unpacking these kind of ideas that people will be able to connect with in their daily life right now that I think a lot of people are questioning. They sit here like, practice gratitude. What's an example of doing that? Anita just gave us a great example of doing gratitude practice of appreciating the things that you have, like food or the clothes or the house that you have.
Right.
Then other people do other things like gratitude journal, writing down what they're grateful for the day. But a lot of people do this because they're just told they should do it. Right. But they don't really know what the background or the effect is from this. And so one of the things that I wanted to introduce today is kind of piggybacking off of this idea. So sharing some ideas that are similar to this concept. One of the things that I wanted to just tell is when you are doing gratitude, you are actually cultivating or creating more and more of this positive energy in your life. And one of my favorite phrases that I have mentioned before, and I'll mention it again, is feed what you do want and don't feed what you don't want. And when you do that, when you starve the thing that you don't want, in this case, we're talking about negative emotions, we are starting to give more energy or gratitude to the things that we do want in our life. So let's say I'm in a situation where I'm in traffic, like Nita said, and I'm going to work. my unconscious mind, the thoughts that I'm having are like, oh man, that guy who's in the car right in front of me, oh, he's an old man. He's like 80 years old. And I'm just like, that old man, he is just so bad. He's just such a bad old man because he drives so slow. I need to get to my meeting, and his car is just so slow. He's driving 20 kilometers an hour in a 50 kilometer zone, and I'm just losing it, right? But then this is the thing that gratitude is super about. If you are in that moment and you are experiencing that kind of feeling, you also have the ability to come back and be present and say what you're grateful for. And it might feel very uncomfortable and kind of silly that you're doing that. You're like, you say to yourself, oh, that I'm so grateful that
that man is so old.
That man is just so kind to let other people drive in front of him. And he is just letting people pass so freely. I'm so grateful to know such a wonderful person. Or I'm just so glad that today it's not raining. I'm so grateful that my car is warm. I'm so grateful that my hair looks good today. Doing this feels weird when you're angry. But like we said, if you go from a negative to this positive switch, your body literally cannot keep producing negative energy during that moment. So if you keep going and going and going down this path, you will actually start creating positive energy. And it's not the fake kind. Right. It's not the fake. That's the thing that a lot of people get confused about, is that, oh, well, if I just pretend I'm happy, then everything will be dandy. Yeah, I'm really pissed off, but I'm a happy man. I really want to punch you in the face, but everything's great. But no. Gratitude is a superpower that unlocks the key, switching from the negative to the positive.
Very, very well said. Yes, the very toxic one is forced gratitude.
Forced gratitude.
Yeah, a lot of people just got people say, oh, gratitude can increase your frequency in your brain, or, your body will create more positive chemicals, make you happy. There is no such thing. Fake it till you make it. I mean, maybe in some other cases that would work, but gratitude, you know when you're pissed. You cannot lie to yourself. And actually, when we mentioned about that, Eric mentioned about the positive energy, it is an energy, but you can also look at it as biological levels. When we are thinking about positive, our brain is actually synchronized with that positive feeling. And then that's when your brain starts to create more positive chemicals. Our brain can think and work, can function, is the chemical that is pushing it. So you feel it, right? When you're happy, you're happy, right? You cannot lie. And like when you're happy, it's no, I'm sad. It doesn't work that way. So when you're happy, your brain is actually creating more positive chemicals. So back to the seesaw that we said, that's why that's the positive chemicals to push you to do more social interactions when you are feeling those positive emotions. And on the other hand, there will be like a negative. It's never a negative inside of your body. It's never just simply said, oh, this is a positive chemical, that's a negative chemical. It's about balancing, right? So right now, today, if it's more negative, more chemical that's causing you feeling negative, or vice versa, like when you feel more negative, your brain will start to create more the chemical that's associated with negative.
So just really quick, I have a clear idea of what is a positive chemical and what's a negative chemical. Could you give us a couple examples?
We'll be right back.
I really like journaling, but I always end up with no time or cannot find a journal that I really like. So I was like, hey, let me create one. So here it is, a self-help journal created and designed by Anita. Inside the book, I provide very simple and easy to follow template. For example, in the morning, to-do list. In the evening, gratitude practice. So you can use a very little time to start this healthy habit. Go ahead and check it out in our description down below, or go to our buymeacoffee.com. Sure. When we feel like happy, feel motivated, I want to buy everybody a cup of Starbucks, like because I feel great.
Buy me a coffee.
Buymeacoffee.com. If you're interested, go buymeacoffee.com/Taiwanica.
Anyways, that was a positive chemical.
Yeah. Serotonin.
Serotonin.
Yeah, serotonin is the positive chemical. Or dopamine, like what you said before. Makes you want to do more good, wanted to give back, wanted to, share kindness and greatness to other people.
Okay. So what you're saying is that when we practice gratitude, these dopamine and serotonin chemicals in our brain will produce more.
Yeah, they will be more active.
More active. So they already exist, but they become turned on.
Right, exactly.
When you practice gratitude.
Right.
Interesting. Okay, and so when we're not, what happens? When we're not practicing gratitude?
You are just basically not living in the moment. Everybody's situation will be different. Maybe you're just seeing more negative than more positive in your life.
So what chemical would be producing?
The negative one?
Yeah.
There's a very long name that I cannot remember from the top of my head. But that chemical is associated with your inflammation inside of your body.
Oh.
So it makes you feel sick or depressed.
Okay.
And no motivations. That is a chemical. I forgot the name.
We will put it in the notes.
Yeah, I will look it up and put it in the notes. But basically, so back to the two big chunks of the ideas that you can remember, which is what I mentioned about it before, pro-social behaviors and defensive social behavior. So the people, when they are feeling like this, angry all the time or like kind of depressed, sad, they are defensive because they are like reactive to the moment, to the environment, meaning they are not being present. And the other one is like you pro-social, you are taking the actions, you are engaging at the moment. So it's like a seesaw effect. And back to the reason why I mentioned about this over again is because forced gratitude is very toxic because you cannot force yourself. So actually the very first one, in order to make what I just said, your brain started to release positive chemicals, you need to be genuinely grateful for the things that happens to you. So there is no way that you can fake it. There is no clear switch, like I'm just gonna turn the frown upside down. There is never working. Never works like that. Everything needs practice. Just like exercise. Today I can run for 5 minutes. 3 months from now I can run 10 minutes. So gratitude is the same. There are a few ways that you can just practice genuine gratitude.
Absolutely.
So the more you do it, you can really reach the point when you just when things bothers you, you know how to turn it up, the positive side.
Well, I think it's very well explained, and we have a very clear idea of how people are creating gratitude and what is some of the benefits of doing it, and also what is forced gratitude and how it can be toxic rather than beneficial. I can definitely take that from personal experience. When I first started practicing gratitude, one of the things that I was doing was reading a lot of books about creating a mindset of positive reinforcement and always thinking about the world being great and the things around me are wonderful and nothing around me is going bad, even though there were lots of challenges going on in my life that I was intentionally ignoring and not being responsible for, which actually created more negativity in my life because I was forcing this gratitude. And these are things that you learn in the books when you first start. There's a lot of books. One of the most famous is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He encourages this kind of mindset. The words that are in that book are totally true, but you have to have a clear experience and background of understanding the stuff that he's trying to tell you. And most of the teachers who try to teach gratitude are also basically trying to give you this idea of what we're teaching you right now is you can have gratitude, you can be grateful, but as Anita says, it needs to be genuine. It needs to be authentic. So one of the things that I like to encourage people to understand how you can immediately do this, since that's one of my goals for today, is try to make it as small as possible. like Anita was talking about with her running, to motivate herself to run farther, she said to herself, well, I could run 3 minutes, then I can go up to 10 and then 20 and then so on. With gratitude, it's the same. Try something really small. For me, what I do is as soon as I wake up, I will say I am grateful for the air that I'm breathing. I'm grateful for my eyes to see the view in front of me. I'm grateful for my feet having soft sensation on the ground. These are all things I'm actually genuinely grateful for, because if I don't have air, I can't breathe and I'm going to die.
Really?
Yeah. Surprise. Didn't know you didn't know that. Yeah. But with seeing, I'm actually really grateful that I can see, because if I couldn't, then I wouldn't be able to see the beautiful scenery or my lovely wife. And then with the touching of the ground with my feet, I love the sensation of the things that I touch with my feet, especially carpet. It feels fantastic. So these are things I'm actually genuinely grateful for. And just because I did it this one time in the morning, it doesn't mean I can't do it the next morning too. It's that I'm actually genuinely grateful for this every single day. So if you start with something small like this will be very easy for you to encourage more and more complicated versions of gratitude to enter into your life. And so this is something that anyone can do at any given moment. And this will generate more positivity into your life for multitude of reasons that we will not dive into today. The goal of today is just to understand how to unlock gratitude into your life. If you want to know more about what are some of the benefits, I have some that I want to share with you right now that are just simple ones that I have written in my notes. So we already talked about this, but one of the things that I want to get more detail about is gratitude obviously improves your mental health. Of course. We're talking about that right now, right? Well-being, having a more positive outlook on life. These things will, of course, helps you reduce the opposite, which is things like envy or resentment and regret, things that will lead you to feeling more depressed or anxiety. So if you suffer from any of those things, gratitude can help boost you into the opposite direction, a more positive point of view. Right. Of course, if you have less anxiety and less stress, what else happens? Well, you will sleep better, you'll have a better immune system, so you won't get sick as much, you won't get colds as much. And of course, you're going to start having better relationships, just like Anita's example. When you go to work, you'll be like, hey, everybody. You're not going to be like, screw you, guy.
Leave me alone.
Right. You're not going to be like that. You're going to be the person that everyone loves in the workforce.
Right.
And then the next ones are more about just you that I wanted to share. The last ones are increased resilience. Now, according to a few studies, if you practice gratitude, your resilience to other people's hostility or people's negativity increases to around 10%.
Wow.
Just by practicing gratitude, you have that extra little bit of a shield that helps you bounce off people's other negativity in your life. Yeah. And so to give you a very clear example, I was at the store today returning a good to Amazon. And when I was leaving the store, there was a guy that said, was on his phone walking the opposite direction of me. And he was just saying, yeah, man, it's just a nightmare. Everything that's happening around me is just horrible. And I was like, wow, okay. The first thing I said, I'm grateful that my life is going great right now. And actually, another thing that happened just before that, I was getting into an elevator to go to the insurance company. And the people who came out of the elevator were saying, man, it's just we're kicking ourselves in the foot right now. They said another word, but basically they were just really mad about what's happening in their business. And I was just like, oh, I'm just so grateful that my business is running smoothly. That right there, just me hearing the negativity but bouncing it back off with gratitude, what's happening in my own life, made it so that I didn't go into my mind about worrying about these things that are not relevant to me at all. So that is a resilience that you can gain with gratitude. The last one is just, having better life. You'll live longer. You'll feel better about who you are. You'll actually understand who you are more because you'll actually know what you do like and what you don't. So gratitude is it's just overall a super powerful well-being establishment tool.
Right. That's good. That's good. Because, every human's ultimate goal is definitely to be happy.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So it depends on you're going to look very, very close or pay very close attention to the negative aspect, or you are going to, embrace or celebrate more positivities. So everything that you said, just so great. Think about human beings and all the emotions, everything, life. It's always positive and negative. Every time I would tell my clients, it's like, I don't want you to have positive emotions all the time, because our goal is definitely not get rid of negative emotions. It's just like what I mentioned about the pro-social and the defensive social, the negative, positive chemicals inside of our brain, is to find a balance. And you can easily switch back and forth, like which side you're going to go. Now, of course, nobody's like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be angry today. Nobody, nobody's going to live the life like that.
At least not intentionally.
Of course. So here's what I wanted to share is you have to find, like what Eric mentioned about that earlier is like, you have to find the smallest thing. And you also have to find a thing that's meaningful to you. That would be another things I would like to add on to. Because if you look at the gratitude, it must have like bad things happen to you before.
Oh, sure.
For example, my eyesight is really, really, really bad. If I don't wear any contacts or wearing glasses, I see nothing. I'm legally blind, very bad. And I have been through the time that I don't have any glasses. I cannot find my glasses. And I just so happen to run out of contact lens.
Ooh.
Cannot see, cannot do things. I cannot go outside running. So when I'm hearing, like right now, not hearing, sorry. I can see things right now. I know how great this feels. Because I've been through the low, I know how this is
how
great.
The high feels too.
Yeah.
No.
Even though it's like something very, very normal to people, you open your eyes, you can see. But if you really think about it, every time that when we're telling our practice, the gratitude practice, you're telling yourself a story. Because we, as a human, we have the ability to just imagine things. So everything to us, like even right now, we are telling you what we wanted to teach you. I'm pretty sure everybody, the listeners, will have like imageries to help them to remember things.
Absolutely.
So when you're doing the gratitude practice, it's the same. Think about the time that I don't have any glasses or the contact lens. Oh my God. Of course, I feel grateful for the things that I can see right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Or, one time if you're out camping or out in the woods and you don't have anything to drink, water.
Oh, yeah.
You think about going to the bathroom, right? Yes. No, that's definitely another one. Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Totally a gratitude thing.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
thank you for toilet paper.
Seriously,
yeah.
right?
But no, these are just clear, great examples of how simple it is to be grateful for anything.
Right.
Anything. And
really.
So the one thing that I would just like to add on to what you just said, which is the positive and negative chemicals. The one thing that I just slightly want to disagree with is that having positive and negative chemicals, of course, is natural.
Right.
Everyone has them. But there is a possibility for you to accumulate more activity and actions in your mind to be consistently positive. Right. Rather than being consistently negative. If you're consistently negative, we have names for that. You are anxious, you are depressed, you are overwhelmed. Right. Okay. With being on the positive side, you are labeled as a happy-go-lucky person. You are blissful. Okay. We have these titles for these people and identities because they are possible for everybody. Right. And so the thing is that what I would like to say is if you are ever in a situation where negativity is starting to overrun your mind, you're starting to think more and more into the negative, there is this stopping point, like a block, that gratitude can be your tool to get out of it. And that's what I have learned over my practice is that sometimes, for example, money. If I'm ever in a situation where money is starting to feel a little bit stressful, And I just let my mind keep playing the recording of what happened in the past. You're like, oh yeah, that last month you ate too much fried chicken. And so guess what? Now you have a big bill on your credit card because of all the KFC that you ate. So I'm starting to freak out and you'd be like, oh my God, 2 months ago, then there was the rent. And then 3 months ago it was the car. And then it just keeps going and going and going. And guess what's happening? Your brain is getting more and more stressed. This is the thing that we can stop by saying something we're grateful for in that moment. The chicken. Hey, I'm just grateful for the vegetables that we bought today. I am grateful for being able to see my beautiful son playing with his toys right now. I'm just grateful for the art that I have on my walls. And doing this is the switch, right? And then if you do it long enough, your mind's going to be like, oh, okay, we're going to go over to the positive now.
Exactly.
Right? So that's the switch that we all need to do. If you are someone who's interested in the law of attraction, then this is something that we can definitely talk on another episode, of course. But my point I just want to say is that if you understand the law of attraction, the more positive that you bring into your life by thinking this way, the more good things that will actually come about in your life. But if you keep thinking negative, guess what? More negative is going to come. So this is the way.
Don't you Mandalorian me?
It's Star Wars quote.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. When that switch, what I'm saying is in order to switch from negative to positive, is actually a skill you need practice on.
Yes.
So inside of your brain is like, those chemicals that are running through your body, through your brain, and those circuitries. Just think about the new skills and new muscles when you tend to get used to the negative emotions or negative situation. This muscle, imagine it like a muscle, of course, if you keep on think about it, it's your tricep. The negative emotion is your tricep. Every time you go like this, weightlifting, that's how you feel the negative emotions. So of course that will be really strong. So every time I go to the gym, I'll do my tricep. Did I just say tricep?
For a bicep, yeah. That's right.
A bicep.
That's all right. For all the weightlifters, they're like, oh, Anita, go to a gym.
Oh, my goodness. That's what I'm saying. But if you get used to how to switch from negative to positive, for me personally, I always encourage people to pay attention to the negative emotions when they are feeling negative, because it's a really good pinpoint to tell yourself, hey, you're feeling negative. It's a good chance for you to switch. The more you switch from negative to positive, that's when you can do like back and forth switch, the seesaw, make it tilted to the side that you want it to have in order to become part of your life. It's natural. Just like if you're thirsty, you get up and get the water. Just like that. Very simple. So in order to practice that, for me it's, okay, it's raining outside. I really don't like raining day. I really don't. So before, when it's rainy day, I'll be like super sad, like, yeah, it's a raining day. Oh, today's gonna be a bad day. And guess what? Your brain started to create this so-called defensive behavior. Defensive social chemical makes you disconnect with the other people. I'm not gonna go out. It's gonna be a bad day. You're living fearful life. You're living a fearful life. But if today, it's raining outside, but my son really likes water. And he's super cute wearing that raincoat. So guess what? I have more motivation to go out because, my son is cute. And you would do it more being present moment. That's why we said that the switch started to happen. That you tell that you have a wonderful life with your son and you enjoy the raining day. You give it a new meaning. What you say is like when we get used to a certain thing, especially negative thoughts, it's really hard to change. But there's a secret is just find a different way to give it a new meaning. Like, I don't like rainy day, but my son really, really loves it. And now rainy day is our play day. My son and I's play day. We go outside and you're just happy. The more you practice that, you will be able to see more positive aspect in your life. That's why you say the law of attraction, right? Like, you become the positive energy, of course. You are more engaged with other people. Of course, what do you think other people is going to do? Shut you down?
They might, but you'll have resilience.
Now you have resilience. Okay, this person is not responded that we know they are living fearful life. But you know what I'm going to create? I'm going to spread more positivity to at least my surrounding or to the world. We all know, like, when we feel gratitude or giving out, receiving gratitude, the feeling is the same. Like when somebody share the gratitude to you, like, oh, you made a wonderful meal tonight, you feel the same. That's when we are talking about the frequency, the positive energy. So if you do more, you receive more and you give more. So this is like, ta-da! I cannot think of a better word to say that. It's like like a magic trick if you know how to do it, right? So gratitude.
I think Anita is touching on a lot of really great aspects right now with gratitude. And the thing that I would like to add is just simply, she said to have more meaning behind it. The simplicity of having more meaning is just having an awareness that is different from what you're currently experiencing, if that experience that you have is negative. So let's just say, for example, you are feeling, like Anita said, it's a rainy day, I feel like poop. Okay. And so if you feel like poop on a rainy day, you're going to feel more and more poop as time goes on, right?
That's true.
And so what Anita's saying is that, same day, still raining, but I'm not focusing on the poop. I'm grateful for my son being adorable.
That's true.
And my focus and awareness, keyword here, awareness, is all on the cuteness of my son.
Right.
This right here is that little addition of gratitude that starts to grow and become bigger and bigger and bigger. That right there is the switch. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, does that mean I have to pay attention to all of my thoughts all day? Yeah, it does. And that might feel hard at first. It might take a little while to get used to. There's going to be a lot of thoughts in the back of your head that you're not paying attention to because they've been running automatically in your back of your head for years, right? Every time you go to that 7-Eleven and you see that store manager and he always picks his nose before he gives you your money, you're like, oh, just like that guy.
Is this a true story?
No, it's not a true story. I'm picking my nose before I give him the money.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So he's having a bad day because of me, right? But that's not the point. The point is that you're having that program in the back of your head that thought that's going on without you being aware of it. So it's going to take a little while because you have all of these little muscles that are moving without you controlling them. And that's because you were not aware of gratitude and its power behind it until now. So now that you are familiar with the power of gratitude, just be aware of every situation that happens in your life, which are thousands. You have thousands of situations that you're going to have to review. And it might, for a year, maybe 2, feel a little bit overwhelming. But the thing is that after you go through all of those situations, you're going to be amazed by all of the miracles and surprises and coincidences and just all the great stuff that happens to you because you are literally growing a positive point of view in life.
That's true.
And when you keep doing that, you're going to be like, what is this? Like, what is this life?
So happy.
I'm just so happy all the gosh darn time. I love it. And it's just, you just bring more good people in your life. Right. You just have more fun activities in your life. Everything just turns into this wonderland, like heaven on earth. And so this is what the power of gratitude can help you begin. And so we really hope that you enjoyed this explanation of gratitude. That's the majority of what I would like to share today. Anita, is there anything that you would like to share?
Yeah, the last piece of the information is actually from a video I was actually just watching before the recording. I will need you to help me to read the name, though.
Sure. It is a man named David Steindl, and it's RAST. Want to be happy.
Yeah, want to be happy. So I don't know about this man's background, which I will do more research on this person after the recording. But we will simply provide the link of this YouTube video. What he says right here, very, very powerful. I quote, "If you are grateful, you are not fearful. If you're not fearful, you are not violent.
Oh, ooh,
Right.
deep,
Yeah.
but totally makes sense.
Right. And if you're grateful, you will act out of the sense of enough,
Ooh,
not the sense of scarcity, that you're not living fearful life.
so just to unpack that a little bit, I think what that means is if you are grateful and you feel enough, that means everything around you just feels good. But if you're fearful and you feel scarcity, you feel like everything around you is not enough and
People
you're
taking advantage of you. There are bad people. Bad things happen all the time.
yes, everything around you is just scary.
Right. So makes you doing defensive social behaviors. The
Like
Cecil.
yelling at the old man who's driving in front of you and feeling
my
like
God.
poop when it's raining outside.
Yeah.
And then it starts raining poop.
Oh my goodness. What's up with you and poop today?
I don't know. I love rain.
Okay.
I'm so grateful that it's rainy today.
And what he say, one thing also very, very interesting. He says, we all chase for equality, but actually deep down we are chasing equal respect.
Oh.
Right? So when he says back to the gratitude, he says if you're being gratitude, you will enjoy the differences of people. You don't judge them, no more negative, and respectful to everybody. That's when you achieve happiness because you don't let other people bother you. The other people, the old man doesn't bother you anymore. You just know that was just a difference. You show the respect by not react to his driving skills, for example.
Just being consciously focused on that person and saying something nice about them during a moment that could cause you to react
Right.
is you being happy.
Right. The last piece of the information is there are 3 steps that you can take right now. What he's emphasizing that every giving moment is a present, is a gift. Because it is a present.
It is the present.
It is the present.
Ooh.
So every moment is a brand new chance for you to practice to have a more wholehearted life, happiness life.
Absolutely.
3 steps: stop, look around. Just like I said, oh, I stopped and I know I can see more. Stop and look around. Appreciate the good things that you have. And then go. Meaning you go outside being this happy person. So if everybody can do this, just a little practice day by day, every moment, it's a win-win-win-win situation.
So many wins.
Yes.
It's an abundance of wins.
That's true.
And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's a great way to end this story. Thank you so much for sharing this individual's information. Definitely check it out on YouTube. We'll keep the link in the description down below for you to find. And yeah, the thing that I just love about today is we were able to share not what are the benefits of doing gratitude and what are the side effects of you not doing gratitude, having a negative mindset. One of the things that I would just like to say at the end here is, what is gratitude to a normal person right now? If you have never done gratitude before, okay, you're listening to this and this is all new information for you. Just keep in mind that gratitude is a feeling that you respect. Okay, so a respectful feeling. So something that you know that you have, something that you can bow down to or say thank you to. Simply just a thank you. If you don't want to say I'm grateful for or I appreciate, if you can say thank you to something, then that is gratitude. Okay, so that's the one most important thing I want to make sure that we leave here, is that anything can be thanked for. And so that's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Being genuinely grateful for your life, then you're able to live your life happily.
Absolutely. So a positive emotion for you today.
Right.
If you liked this episode, please make sure to give it a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Please share with anyone who you think needs a little bit more gratitude in their life or even more reinforcement of learning about gratitude. Also, make sure to follow us on our Instagram. It is getting exciting on our Instagram these days. So much fun is going on. And we even have a agenda that we just put up there, Anita put up there, about what to expect on the Instagram on a continuous basis. We are also now going to be doing a little event for our big fans. And that is through buymeacoffee.com/Taiwanica. Over there, we are going to be doing, through an app called Clubhouse, a little event of chit-chatting with our fans like you.
That's really fun.
So if you want to be a part of that, you simply just need to join our membership through Taiwanica, buymeacoffee.com. For more details, you can look at our website or you can send us a message on Instagram about that. So yeah, we really hope you enjoy today's episode. Anita, any final comments for today?
The Clubhouse is really fun, and I was trying to figure out that, but basically it's like Instagram/Snapchat/live stream. So basically, I'm the host. I join the app, then I can create a chat room, and people can just join the chat room and just like we were doing right now, but it's live, like you are part of this. And then you can record what you wanted to say, and then we will be hearing what you wanted to say. You know, this is kind of very interactive event. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, we're going to give it a try, and we hope that we can see you there. It's going to be a very exciting event. We'll be putting more information on Instagram about that later.
Yes.
One last thing I wanted to say is on Anita and my Amazing Talker profiles, we're going to be having group classes. Isn't that right, Anita?
Yes.
For our emotional healing. So the things that we are teaching you here, if you want to get more personalized information that can be connected to your life directly and know some skills that you can apply immediately based on what your life experience is, because everyone's life is different.
Right.
So examples of how you can apply this stuff immediately are things that we like to share inside of these classes, and you can hear feedback from other students' points of view. There are not a lot of spaces. There's only 4 spaces for each class. So Anita and I will have one class each, so that means only 8 of you are able to join this for a really good deal, way, way cheaper than our normal emotional healing classes. So you definitely take advantage of this. I think they expire within a month, so definitely check it out while you can. Just go to our Amazing Talker profile.
That's true. Yeah, just the group class, because I think everybody has different, even though everybody's case is different, but this is kind of like new ideas. So when you first start doing it one-on-one, you're kind of like, I don't know what to do. You know, so the group classes can give you a wider aspect, like actually other people are experiencing the same thing as well.
Absolutely.
We are creating a very, very safe space for people to talk about their feelings, and we will be able to, share the way that we wanted to help people. So it's definitely worth of trying. So go to our profiles and profile pages, and just join the class.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's episode.
This is fun.
Yes, I really enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to doing more of this and seeing you guys in the next episode.
Yay.
See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Taiwanica. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.